Hello, welcome to FightCore USA.
If you want to know how to dominate in the clinch, then you need to understand You see? In the clinch, every little detail can mean everything. Now, there are a lot of different variables that come into play when you're re-looking at an entire fight. But in the moment of a clinch, if you don't have control of this one area, then most likely you're gonna lose the clinch. And that area is what we're talking about right now, and that is What's going on, guys? Today, we're gonna break down the underhook, why it's so important in the clinch, and then I'm gonna show you some ways to get it back when you lose it. If you don't know me, I'm the head coach here at a fight school. My team and me, we help fighters from all over the world take their fight into the next level. And today I'd like to help you take your game to the next level by teaching you a little bit about Let's start with what exactly is an So basically, when you have your hands underneath your opponent's arm like this, that is the definition of an Now, there's two different kinds of There's a single underhook, which is just having one hand underneath the other person's arm. And then there's a double underhook, which is having both hands underneath the other person's arm. Now, let's talk about why it's so important when you have an underhook on somebody. It completely compromises their ability to breathe. When you're holding that tight, you're basically putting pressure on their airway. This alone makes it very difficult for someone to maintain good posture. It also makes it really hard for them to do any kind of significant movement because they already compromised just by the fact that they inbreathe. In addition to that, when you have your hands under someone's arm, you have complete control of their range. They can't gouge out your eyes. They can't knee you in the face. They can't elbow you. They have no weapons. You'll completely neutralize all of their striking weapons by having your hands underneath their arm. Because of these two things, it makes it extremely hard for that person to do anything in the clinch. They lose all of their striking options and they lose all of their positional options. So if you can get the underhook, you can dictate where the fight goes. No, obviously, you have to be careful because the other guy's gonna try to gouge out your eyes. He's gonna try to knee you in the face. He's gonna try to elbow you. If you keep your head close enough to his and you keep your hands tight enough, then you should be able to weather the storm. That's why this is such an important aspect of the clinch, because it dictates what everyone asks going to be able to do. Now let's say you're a wrestler and you're trying to take someone down. Well, if you have the underhook, that means that you have control of their posture. It means that you have control of their movement. Now, you have the ability to push that person down and drive them to the mat. If you don't have the underhook, you're going to have a much harder time. Even though you may have a single leg or a double leg, if you don't have the underhook and the other guy has the underhook, it's gone now. Be very difficult to take him down because he's not gone now. Be able to post up on you, and even if you do take him down, if you don't have the underhook and he has the underhook, then he's gonna be able to use his legs to gouge out your eyes, use his feet to kick you in the head, and use his knees to destroy your face. So, in that sense, if you're a wrestler, getting the underhook is absolutely crucial to being successful. But what if you're a striker? Let's say you're a Muay Thai fighter, you're a kickboxer, you're a boxer, and you're in the clinch, and the other guy has the Well, this is devastating for you, because now he has control of your posture. He can dictate whether or not you're going to stay in the clinch or go to the mat. So if you're a striker, it is imperative that you learn how to get back to the center of the ring and how to reestablish your own. And I'm going to show you a couple of ways to do that right now. So the first thing that you have to understand is that there is a difference between an offensive underhook and a defensive underhook. A defensive underhook is when you have your hands covering up, protecting yourself, and then you happen to catch an under. This is a position that a lot of beginners find themselves in, and it's a pretty bad spot to be in. As soon as you realize that you're in this position, you need to start thinking offensively. You can't think defensively. You can't think, okay, well, I just gotta protect myself. No, you have to immediately start thinking about how you re-gone. Now, turn this situation around. Because the longer that you allow this person to have the underhook, the worse it's gonna be for you. So what you wanna do is you wanna try to work your hands back up into the fight. You wanna try to regain that offensive position so that you're not stuck covering up. Because when you're covering up, all you're doing is allowing the other guy to gain more strength and more momentum. The longer you cover up, the worse it's going to be for you. So as soon as you feel yourself in this position, you need to start thinking offensively and start working those hands up. Now, the problem with covering up and trying to defend is that you lose mobility. You've got your hands glued to your face. You can't move. And the more immobile you are, the easier it is for the other guy to take you down and put you in positions where he can damage you. So, if you find yourself in this position, you need to get those hands up. Okay, so now let's say that you are in the offensive underhook position. Now you have your hands underneath the other guy's arm, and you want to maintain that under. Well, this is also a very precarious position to be in, because the other guy is going to try to gouge out your eyes. He's going to try to knee you in the face. He's going to try to elbow you. So this is a position where you have to be ready to weather the storm. You have to be ready to receive some damage while you're maintaining your own position. The biggest thing that you have to worry about here is that the other guy grabs a hold of your shirt and he pulls it tight and he drives you forward. When he does this, he's trying to use your own momentum against you and drive you into the other wall. Now, if he can do this, it is gonna knock you out of your underhook, and he is gonna reverse the underhook, and now now have the underhook on you. This is a very common reversal that happens in the clinch, especially in Muay Thai. A lot of people will pull that shirt, drive you forward, knock you out of your underhook, reverse the underhook, and now they have the underhook on you and they're in the dominant position. So this is something that you have to be ready for. You can try to prevent it by keeping your elbows tucked in tight, making sure that he can't grab a hold of your shirt and pull it tight. But even if he does manage to grab a hold of it, you'll still have to keep your head close and tight and make sure that you keep your elbows in. One of the best ways that I've seen this done is actually from a guy named Bo. He's a very famous Muay Thai fighter, and he has great examples of this. He'll pull that shirt tight, drive you forward, and then boom! He reverses the underhook, and he knocks you out of your underhook, and then he establishes his own underhook. So, there you go. That's the underhook. Why it's so important. And then a few tips on how to get it back if you lose it. It's a fundamental part of the clinch, but it's a vital part of the clinch. If you want to win in the clinch, then you have to have your hands underneath the other person's arm. Now, there's a lot of other variables in the clinch. There's a lot of other things that come into play. But if you don't have the underhook, chances are you're probably going to lose. Now, if you want to learn more about the clinch, I'm going to leave a couple of videos up right here. I'm going to leave another one down in the description. Check those out. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. We'll see you all in the next video. Thanks.
Okay guys, thank you for watching my videos.